Been there for 2-3 minutes. The older you get, it turns out, the longer the staying in the poses is beneficial. When you're relatively young and you got all that energy to burn, you can go ha he he hoo ha. But the older you get, and I'm getting this from the older yogis, right? It's not me as a youngster saying, hey, you older folk that are leading the way need to do it. No, it just turns out that you get a lot more of the organic benefits when you stay in the pose. So I was mentioning that this pose, whether you're of reproductive age or not, helps lift reproductive tissue up. The lower abdominal organs learn to lift up this way. And again, it may or may not mean anything to you, but rumors are organs fall out of the body. If you would like to prevent that, supposedly this is a pose that helps start lifting things back up. I read recently that the spleen, like having a healthy spleen, is also what helps draw the organs back into their cavity instead of, so this is one, right? My belly is back. This is another thing, right? Where the organs think of this like a bowl, a fruit bowl. Don't let the fruit fall out of the bowl. And then some of us are like, nobody's ever going to see the fruit again. If I have fruit, you'll never know about it. It's in storage. So, keeping the space open, healthy, and not artificially. Like, I can collapse, guard it, and tense it. It's not that. It's lifting up the rib cage off of the pelvis so much that this sort of natural thing, and we've done a few things over the last few weeks for that. Okay, so extend the legs one more time. Pasito por pasito. And then see if one leg will come in. So one leg forward, one leg back. And the answer might be no. Again, these pillows, if they're wide enough, you can have your hands on the edge of the pillow to help. These muscles are very heavy. Muscles are, one, not active. They might have been completely shut off. So using your hands to help you get a little lift is nice. If there's not enough pillow, we can get a green ball or a red and black ball, some sort of height to sit up on. If you're doing this at the house, you can even have chairs to press your elbows onto, or a coffee table in front of yourself and use your hands. Or there's another, I'll show you just sort of quickly over here, that there's another version that if you happen to have something at the house or anywhere around, you could even grow your rib cage by pulling up, exactly. So you hold on to there and you grow up, 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 up. Again, aiming at this hollowness of the belly, not tensing, but a natural hollowness that comes up. And so like Miguel's over here talking about lower back pain. You mentioned lower back pain. This is something relatively new. Like, I've heard this concept, but the longer I do yoga, the more it makes sense. So watch. I can address this area of the spine sticks out on me. True? I can address this area of the spine by doing this, but my chest didn't change. Did you see that? All I did was fix this level of the spine. I worked very long time to learn to do that, and yet it turns out it's wrong. I got it, but what this is called is spine doing the work. Okay? I'll turn it back so you can see. This is the spine and everything around it doing the work to get my spine in space. This is going to be me lifting my rib cage in order for that same thing to happen. Did you see it happen? I lifted my rib cage, that section of the spine went in. That is spine receiving the work. Not doing the work, receiving the work, and then it's like, oh look, I'm in the right spot. So one of the tricks of fixing your lower back pain, get your rib cage off of your pelvis. Grow this space, grow the rib space, grow it. And just like Miguel was doing at the beginning of class, like this bar might be too tall for you, but at your house, find a door that you can go put your hands on. And if you can get, even if you need a little bit, even if you can get the thing on the molding on top, bend your knees a little bit and encourage this to open up. Start lifting it up, 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 up. And you don't have to walk around like this, you know, because that ends up putting too much stress on the heart. You need the heart to relax a little bit to the spine, but at least learn how to be a little bit more up. So I want to switch legs if you haven't switched legs. We'll go to one of those exercises that encourages it in a moment. There's active, like this is active, when you're actively trying to do it, and then a lot of times when we lay down, we're passively getting the body to take that shape. So we'll do that in just a moment.
It's amazing what you were saying that she already was doing 80% by what you were doing. Her body automatically.
Yeah, it's a really thing. I mean, like I sit around my friends. Now I'm sort of strong enough not to copy them too much, but my friends will sit down next to me, and however they sit down, right? And then they'll look at me, and I'm up there, and they look at me, and then you see it happen. They go, and then they get there. And they look at me and they're like, man, huh? And then like 45 seconds later, like, how are you doing that? I'm like, well, how are you doing that shit? It takes practice. If I do this for too long, oh, what happens in my mind is terrible. One of the reasons I know why is because all these wrinkles show up. For me, I might be a false correlation, but these wrinkles are right on my liver and my gallbladder. Liver and gallbladder have anger and deep-seated anger, so when these wrinkles show up, you know what I start hearing in my head? Damn it, Jerry, why don't you ever? And damn it, Jerry, why don't, it's a big old George Bush inside of me, right? Damn it, Jerry, why don't you ever pay your bills? And damn it, Jerry. So, and then I hear that, I'm like, I don't think like that anymore. I don't hear that in my head anymore. What's happening? And I look down, I'm like, oh, sorry. And then I go open up my liver and my gallbladder, and I'm telling you, it's changing the radio station. Here's anger 101, here's happy 103. You know, like it is such a difference in what you hear inside of your head based on posture. You know, like I've told you, stretch the legs forward, and if you have any room, just go meet your neighbor's feet and extend the legs a little wide.
Still keeping the chest up?
Yeah, still keeping the chest up. It's a tough thing. You know, especially without getting too tense in the throat. You know, your two main stress response, the two first stress responses are around the adrenal kidney and the baroreceptors of the throat, carotid baroreceptors, however they call these things. You've got sensors here, so if you start going like this, you're creating a sense of stress. You know, like I told you, I was at the gym doing some tough stuff, and somebody was like, Jerry, you make it look so easy. Well, this is what easy looks like. This is what tough looks like. So I can make it look tough, but it's just a set of face muscles that I'm practicing. Make it look easy.